Another double Masters draft here. So we have a double Conclave Mentor, and green-white is an interesting heroic deck. I've been reasonably impressed with it. It is a little bit lower powered, but you can go pretty fast, and if everyone is durdling around with tap lands and value cards, you can go pretty fast. Green Flyer is a very solid card. Rictar is kind of whatever. Domestication is very powerful, but I think I am going to double up on these Conclave Mentor. So this is like a hardened scale, but it's a creature. And there's a lot of heroic creatures in this set. For example, we have Wingsteed Riders, and we have a lot of ways to target cards. So it's Experiment 1, it's the one drop that gets counters. And it's not like these other cards work well together. Like if I take Grim Flay, what else am I taking? I'm gonna have to take a third color, so I could take Grim Flay and Domestication be a bug deck, but I think it sounds kind of interesting to be double Conclave Mentor here. Okay, so here was the Experiment 1 I was talking about. So if you play this on turn 1 and this on turn 3, I believe you get a free attacking on turn 2. There's also Relief Captain, support 3, which means that these add more counters. Privileged Position is an interesting sideboard card against a heavy removal deck. And then Scale Lacing is also a card that could work. I think I'm going to take Experiment 1. This is an aggressive deck. You want to get on the board early and get counters and punish the slower starts. If I can wield the Relief Captain, it is good, but you really want critical mass of cards. Okay, we have an equipment that is kind of cool with the Conclave Mentors, but other than that, not so good. Seek of the Way is decent. It's a card that doesn't get counters, but you do play a reasonable amount of non-creature spells. So I think it's between that and the Tuskguard Captain. The Tuskguard Captain outlasts double with Conclave Mentor. It also means that your opponent can't really jump block your creatures in a reasonable way. So I think I'm going to take the Tuskguard Captain. And these bounce ones are decent. I probably will play them, but they are less valuable in an aggro deck, especially when they're only tapping for one of the colors. Okay, we have another Tuskguard Captain. It's okay. I mean, I don't want too many of these, but there's also Cryptic Spires. I think I want one of these, maybe green-white land. Again, don't want too many of these, but I'm going to take another Tuskguard Captain. Now I think I have as many of these as I want. Okay, so here we have a Chronicle of Heroes. Fine. You're often going to draw a card, but I think I like God's Willing more. It is a way to target your creatures. This protects them. One thing you want to do in this deck is to load up on a creature. You have a lot of bolster and big effects, and having access to a God's Willing is very important. I think it's more important than the Chronicler. Also, this is going to wheel, probably. So, alright. Abbot of Keep, the red hits are keeping coming here. This is too expensive, even though it puts counters, it's just 6 mana is too much. I think it might be time for a Cryptic Spires, just having a solid green-white land. When you have Conclave Mentors, you want to have some fixing on turn 1. Senses Divining top. Not good, but Ambuscade is good because it is removal that also targets your creatures. So it's going to trigger all the heroic stuff. And you don't want too many removal. When you have a removal that also is a way to target your own creatures. That is pretty good. Hyena Umbra is a card I could play too. Okay, we have Annie of Bondkin. It might be time for that. It's also pretty powerful with Conclave Mentor. Taps to make it a 4/3 first strike. And then making Experiment 1 a first strike is interesting. I like it more than a third captain. So what do I want? I hope that Wingsteed Rider wheels. That's a card that gets bigger with Ambuscade and God's Willing. And if I have, there it is by the way, gonna highlight it. A card like Thrive is a card that I could play one off. It's a mass target spell, so it is clunky though. And I'd much rather have these other cards that do something more than just target them. But yeah, Wingsteed Rider is nice with the Mentors, gets 2 counters. Okay, we have Chronicler of Heroes and Might of Old Krosa. this is not, again, the way I want to target my creatures. So I think I'll take the Chronicler, and that could be decent. I did not wield the Relief Captain, that's not a relief. Take the Flail, take the white card, take the Prowess card, take the white card. Okay, so not getting the Relief Captain was annoying. This is interesting, but I don't like to splash if I have to, don't have to. It also is, it's not even necessarily that 2 damage or anything is that good in this format. This format is sort of slowish with big creatures. Okay, so here's a Leech. That is a good card, but it's hard to cast. I think I'm gonna pass on that. Darksteel Plate is also not good. I have Mentor of the Meek, which is somewhat similar to the Chronicler Heroes in that it's a low-powered card that draws me a bunch of cards, and I'm not too excited about Mentor of the Meek here. I think it's going to be Experiment 1, then either Pride Mage or Gnarlback Rhino. This Flail is getting more and more interesting. I still don't think it's very good. So it's going to be Experiment 1 for sure. There is Rhino, which works with God's Willing and Ambuscade. Or Pride Mage, which is just decent card that can blow up artifact or enchantments. I think I'm gonna take these two though. Oh, okay, I should probably look at that card too. Alright. Spider spawning. Well, here I have my Relief Captain. So here I'm gonna take it. And pretty nice Curve Topper. I mean, Curve Topper at 4, but insane with the Mentors. You get to put 2 +1 count on 3 creatures. And this is a pretty creature heavy deck. That's also why I'm not so excited about a card like Thrive. I want creatures or cards that do something on their own. Alright, another Relief Captain. I think this is about as many as I don't want to play too many, but 2 is fine. It's better than a land, I think. And I think it's going to be better than the Rhino. I mean, the Rhino is nice, but I only have Ambuscade and God's Willing. And Relief Captain is really sick with the Mentors. Also can be good with these Tramplers or First Strikers. Fierce Protection, sideboard card. And not even a very good sideboard card at that. Livewire Lash is, again, interesting, but probably not. Take another Pumpkin, I think. Not a cheap card that wears counters pretty good. Planeswalker. Well, that's not for me. I think I'm gonna take a third Experiment 1. Wall of Omens. Nah, there is Militia Burglar. I almost like this more than Chronicler because you don't have to have a counter on something, and it basically finds me almost every card in my deck except the Relief Captains and the Rhino. Or I can just take another Wingsteed Rider. It's not Wall of Omens, it's too defensive. I think it's gonna be the Wingsteed Rider. Why draw extra cards when you can kill your opponent? That being said, here is another Burglar. What is nice about this card is that you can play it and find another creature. Now you all of a sudden have some targets, you have fun travel preps. And this is one of the weaker of the targeting cards. I guess I'll take it just in case. I think I will play one more Cryptic Spires though. Alright, Quasali Pride Mage is fine. It's nice to have one off that can blow up some annoying artifact or enchantment. There's some mana rocks. Cold Steel Heart. Yeah, there isn't too much, but I saw someone go off with Food Chain the other day, got the hard cost Emerald. Also had Mana Drain. So I was using Food Chain with Sensor Splicer and Adder Snipe, stuff like that. Alright, another God's Willing. If I don't get some travel preps, I could play 2. Pretty sure Travel Prep is in a set, and it's a card that's pretty sick with Conclave Mentor. So I could cut the Militia Burglar, I could cut the Chronicler. While these are creatures that draw me extra, they don't really synergize too well in what they do. I mean, they just give me more material, which is nice, but it's not like they're impossible to cut. Okay, there's Thrive again. It's a little bit to win more for me, Thrive. You need to have a big board, you need to have mentors. It's a little bit to win more. Ooh, Rancor. That is an interesting card. Let's see here. Rancor is very powerful. I'm gonna take that, and then I'm probably gonna take the Rhino then, because I just picked up Rancor. Lightning Bolt. Okay, City of Brass is not completely unreasonable to play in a deck like this, because I'm so aggressive, and having a fixer is interesting, but I used the word interesting too much, I think. Okay, Anger of the Gods is not a card I want to play against, but this is a league, so I should probably not worry about that. Yeah, Relief Cut number 3 is a little unnecessary. I think picking up a second Cryptic Spires could be good. And having 2, that just means my card's just gonna be able to be cast pretty effectively. So, hoping for Travel Prep. Hoping obviously for Dromoka's Command, or Hardened Scales would also be good. Then I could cut down on some of these creatures that don't get counters. Dark Soul, I didn't know there was a dog. Alright, here we have Mana Vault. Very, very powerful, but is it good in this deck? Not so sure about that. What am I even casting with Mana Vault? I mean, I can cast a turn to Rhino, but I don't need double green. Turn to Relief Captain isn't even that good. I think I'm gonna pass on Mana Vault. Flicker Wisp is a good, generically good card, though. It's a 3/1 flyer, which is pretty aggressively casted. It removes a blocker, or it maybe you can draw another card with this. I don't know, it's not even that good. Alright, so Flicker Wisp, or this is a little too expensive. I mean, it's very good with Rancor, but yeah, I guess I'll take Flicker Wisp. This pack's not been so good. We can Burglar. Doomed Traveler I don't love. It's just 1/1 is not that great. Might play a third Cryptic Spires. No, Settle Beyond Reality. But I don't really. It is interesting with Relief Captain, but I guess why Flicker Wisp would be good with the Relief Captains. Alright, take Brindleshot for some matchups maybe. Battle Master. Maybe it's better than the Chronicler. Alright, this last pack was not great, but this with God's Willing or Rancor could just win the game sometimes. So I can find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's pretty good. Better than better than Chronicle of Heroes, I think. So do I want this card? It's good with Bugler, Relief Captain, but it's a little bit win more. If I cast this and get a big support, do I really need to do it again? I mean, it's exiling a creature, which is interesting. Yeah. Shall see. Okay, so and all of these are going to be green, white. Yeah. Sort by color. Oh, easiest mana buys I've ever done, I think. One of them at least. Alright, we're on the play, where we want to be. Sadly, the experiment 1 on turn 1 into Rancor is not good enough. It's close. It's not insane, but if this were a Savannah, I would be more inclined. Alright, this is better. I can now ship... I think I'm shipping Wingsteed Rider. I think Flinky Wisp is gonna be better. I don't wanna ship Relief Captain. I think it's how I win. Hope my opponent is slow and dirty, and this sort of confirms that. Blue black. Okay. I'm going to if my opponent wants to loot with Jessica Elder, that's okay. My game plan is going face, so I'm never outcarding my opponent, so I'm not gonna worry about my opponent getting to loot here. Staying back and missing out on 2 damage is not worth it. So I have to... Okay, so I didn't Relief Cut. I was gonna say I had to stack my cards correctly. You want the Evolve to resolve first before the support. Okay, Agony Warp. Okay, I could cast God's Willing rather than cast Wingsteed Rider. That's probably better. And Scry's Tuskguard Captain. Probably fine. My opponent has a momentary blink in the graveyard. I have to think about that. If this gets reanimated, that could be annoying. Okay, so start by attacking here. Both is stuck on 3 lands, but takes 5. Unless there is a sweeper, I think. Got this. Okay, no sweeper. But he milled me, which is interesting. I used the word interesting too much. Alright, so here's Relief Captain though. Gonna have to stack this correctly. So I want the Evolve to trigger first. Which means I should put it the other. So I should put the support first so that let's see if I did this right. Yeah, I think I did. And you can trade for my Flicker Wisp, that's okay. But you take 7 or less if you jump, and I hope there is no damnation here. It's not. Here's where the Tuskguard Captain could be. Good. No, my opponent takes 5, goes to 1. And I think Damnation says that it can't be regenerated. Anyway, I'm not gonna play around that because I think I already caused it last turn. Okay, so I'm playing as Esper. Well, probably some kind of reanimation, has some burial rights, but may want a third God's Willing over like the more expensive card. God's Willing is gonna be very good here. Alright. Yeah, this is not great, but I think because I have double God's Willing, I could keep this. And if I don't draw a creature, I could wait to cast this on turn 3. Although, is my opponent really gonna kill this? I don't know. It seems somewhat unlikely that Monsk is gonna kill this. So maybe I can just run it out. Oh, where were you? Okay, so now I think that changes things. I'm gonna play this so that it gets a counter next turn. And now also I get to keep open God's Willing. I'm not gonna expose Rancor until I have God's Willing protection, because the beautiful thing about Rancor is that it comes back, and if you can protect your creature, you can ensure that this sticks the first time. Okay, interesting. So my opponent is ramping hard here. So here I think I outlast. It's better than, and then I can cast Rancor on, I think, on this here. Because I have God's Willing. Now it has first strike and trample, but my opponent has 6 mana. Air Snipe, I have God's Willing. Have to wait for the target though, because otherwise my opponent just targets the other thing. Yeah, I'm gonna God's Willing here. Choose blue. Should I land to the bottom? And okay, I'm gonna attack with first strike. Play Tuskguard Captain, and oops, I should have done that. Oops. I think I can outlast. The reason is that if now my opponent messes with Experiment 1, I can get it back. Rancor back, I mean. Okay. So that means that whenever anything dies, I get a counter, and when I search my library, which I'm not gonna do. Okay. I can just... Let's hang on. Yeah, so I cannot attack with Tuskguard, but I want to have first... yeah, I think... So if I attack like this, my opponent can block Ob Nixilis on this, adder snipe on this, and then I can do a trick, I think, in that I can remove the counters, regenerate this, and then Ob Nixilis won't get a counter. So I think I can attack with both here. Okay. Bouncing that. Yeah. Bottom. I wonder how First Strike interacts with Nixilis. It can be pretty bad for me, but whoa, no attacks, no blocks. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so now my opponent has another momentary blink, but I can't do anything about that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm sending here. Yep. Still needs another thing, and then I'm gonna have a trampling Wingsteed Rider, which is gonna be big. Oh. Well. Okay. Well, that wasn't part of the plan. Double momentary blink. Oh well, I'm not out of it, but things got tougher. So now I can play Wingsteed Rider. Play Rancor. Makes it a 5 Trampler, which is lethal. Then I can cast the Anok Bondkin. The next turn. Well, I was gonna say, but this is a 6/6 now. Okay, so now I'm in trouble. 7/7 with a blink ready. Okay. See here. Can I mice with Rancor somehow? Well, we shall see. So Rancor on this means the opponent has to block with the Adder Snipe. Yeah, I mean, the opponent actually has a double block. And let's see, I could also regenerate it. So I could kill the Shriekmaw and then regenerate it, and my opponent is out of blinks now. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Okay, don't like the way I play this game, but alright, if you have it, you have it. I mean, what am I gonna do? Okay. That was a little fortunate. Okay. Nice. Would have preferred to have a Cryptic Spires in this hand, since I have double green and double white, but this will do. Can outlast this on turn 3 if nothing else. It expires on blue-green. Okay. So probably less removal this time, but a bit more rampy. It could also just be a bug control deck or like a spider spawning deck. Blue-black. Okay, yeah, so this is bug. Alright, here's where the lack of planes is hurting me. This is why I actually took Cryptic Spires pretty high. I'm playing free, even though I'm playing a sort of a low curve deck. You're still gonna have mana issues, especially when you have so many double colored cards. Alright. Start by attacking and see if the God's Willing is something that I could use here to get a little bit of scry action. Yeah, I think that's better than casting another, especially when I get a scry. And the plains is beautiful. Okay, so now we're off to the races. My opponent got punished for waiting on the ending. Okay, so here's where the first strike is nice. And blue-green, okay. Check. And I think what I want to do is build up a reasonable board and then slam Relief Captain. And I think Gnarlback Rhino is nice here because it uses all my mana. This way if I draw planes I can go Wingsteed right and end Bonkin next turn. And I want to wait on the Relief Captain until I have more creatures in play. And of course I'm not gonna attack with this into this until I have first strike. Yeah, so now it's pretty obvious at this point my opponent's playing a control deck with the removal, the tapped lands and the reach Death Touch. Just see if we can punch through. Huh, okay, interesting. So my opponent gets to take two of my cards and cast them. Got an Ambuscade, which actually works here, I think. No? Why? Why did my opponent not cast Ambuscade? I don't know. But I think I want one more thing in play before I cast the Relief Captain. My opponent could have cast that, right? No, he couldn't. Okay, I see. It all makes sense now. And I think Wingsteed Rider is better than Flickerwisp because Flickerwisp could have some applications removing a blocker at some point. It's pretty unfortunate for my opponent that my opponent spent 5 mana and did absolutely nothing. Oh, that's a good card. 3/3 that makes a 2/2 whenever you mill a creature. But I think that Relief Captain is going to be good here. So let's see. Yeah, I think it is time. I could also kill the zombie with Flickerwisp at some point. I'm going to do this. Everything has first strike. The question is, can my opponent double block, triple block? Yeah, my opponent could triple block the Bondkin, but it's going to cost 2 creatures. So I think this is good, especially since another Bondkin can come down and give first strike. And Agony Warp could be pretty gross though. Yeah. Agony Warp would be bad. But my opponent didn't have it. Thing is, when you're playing a little bit of an aggressive, you can't just play around everything all the time. If you do, you're just gonna lose to the powerful stuff they play. Just gonna shrug and hope for the best sometimes. Okay, so here's a reach cascade. That is something I could maybe remove. Yeah, so I can just remove that, and my opponent has no other reach creature. So this should be game. Unless my opponent has some Slaughter Pact action. No, yeah, okay. Alright, this might be a matchup where I want the 5-mana removal. It seems like it could be important to get rid of those reach creatures or CDC before it gets out of hand. So maybe I want that instead of the Battlemaster. This is the most dirtless of card anyway. I don't think I want more than 2 God's Willing here. It doesn't seem like it's very good. It's decent, but I don't want more than 2. Seems fine. Okay, fine hand here. So I can go Bondkin Mentor combo. Bond did not play Cryptic Spires. Interesting. I think it's better to play a Tapland than the Experiment 1, because if I play Experiment 1, yeah, I could Rancor, but yeah. Okay. Green white. I think I go Bondkin here. Next time I can go Experiment 1 into Mentor, pump up everything. Okay, my one is dirtling around with Shellac. Alright, got Dreg Mangler, which is a thing at some point, but alright, so I'll go Experiment 1 into Mentor, and the way I think this works is that I'm gonna get 2 counters, and every time I outlast now I'm gonna get 2 counters too. Rancor is very valuable in this matchup because it can punch through blockers. Prevents Shump blocking from being a thing. So this is up to 6 mana potentially if this is a one shot for an extra mana. But these alchemy things can be dirtly. I mean, if my opponent has Spider Spawning, I'm gonna have to rely on God's Willing at some point to punch through the rest. So maybe it was dumb to take out the Center Battlemaster. Okay, so there's a 2/5 that lets you Impulse. Put him into graveyard. I'm scared of Spider Spawning, but at this point, God's Willing would be a clean falter for one creature. Okay. So now I think ranking up this. Attacking here. Then I can play Bugler, or I can quote unquote level up. This is still can't get through here though. So I think it might be better to try and dig for some flyer. Okay, did not lose God's Willing. I lost Flicker Wisp and Gnorlbark Rhino. Yeah. It is a card I could easily lose to like a Spider Spawning. Right now my opponent has only 3 creatures though. And I don't have any evasion, so this my opponent puts all the counters on the Soothsayer. That could be kind of annoying. It's hard to do that though, but okay. That works. It's not the end of the world, but I have to rebuild now. Okay, so let's start by casting experiment 1. Casting experiment 1. And then Bond King. No attacks. If I draw Relief Captain, that's gonna blow this board open, I think. But shields are up. Shields are definitely up. Okay, another Mill Manador. I think it's very like my opponent has spider spawning at this point. Okay, so now I think I still have to do this. Yeah, and then Agony Warp, so I can now protect something here, I think. I want to protect the Mentor because this is gonna just grow the counters back. What I'll do is protect this. Protection from blue because my opponent has no more black now. Bottom, and my thought process is that I can regenerate experiment 1. And let's outlast. These are gonna be enough big so they can attack pretty soon, in like 2 turns. But okay, my opponent flashbacks Alchemy. That could be worse for me. I mean, that could have been a Nord Altisor, Spider Spawning, or even a Villain's Wealth. Okay, my opponent Bind Domestication. Might attack with everything here. Let's see if I don't draw anything. Okay, that's good. So if I attack with everything, my opponent blocks my 2 largest thing. My opponent takes 10, goes to 3. And then I can protect something with God's Willing. Yeah, I think it's time. I mean, I have God's Willing to protect myself too. You can't block like that, then you die. Okay, 4, 6, 9, 13. Okay, no. Okay. 4, 6, 8, 12. So my opponent goes to 1. I think I'm fine with this. I'm not even going to use God's Willing. I'm going to regenerate this. But I don't need to use God's Willing here to protect an experiment one. I get Rancor back down, which is could be lethal in combination with Rancor could be lethal in combination with God's Willing. So I know I can't. If I want to cast like a big spider spawning, I could get protection from green, and then my opponent has an Adder Snap to block, and then Rancor plus God's Willing can finish my opponent off. So, is this a big Wilderness Wealth? Yeah. Another Domestication. If I can win this match, I feel pretty good. This seems like a tough matchup. Definitely a Pridemage could be good in this matchup. 3, 4, 5. Six. Alright. Big Wilderness Wealth hitting a bunch of stuff could be okay. Altisar hits CDs, yeah, that's a lot of blockers. Pot is down to 8 cards though. So 5 blockers. I have 5 attackers. Sadly, that's a black creature. Okay, it's not terrible, I suppose. Okay, let's think here. So, if I attack with everything, I have 3 tramplers. Trample 4 for free, but those can get checked. Right. But if I put Rancor on... if I put Rancor on one of these, it's lethal because it's 6 trample. And my opponent then has to block it with 2 creatures, which means that my opponent needs to put something through. So I think this is lethal, and I have God's Willing to protect it. Malalik, okay. That works, I suppose. Didn't expect that, but no. Alright, so now see here, green, green, green. So, man, it's so close. I don't think I can attack anymore. Attack with 5 creatures, and God's Willing doesn't help because I won't got. Yeah, alright, so I think I have to wait a little bit. Okay, that was weird. Why did my opponent concede? Oh, well, I was thinking whether I was going to win this game or not. I'll see if I can win. Alright. Yeah. Borderline, but I think 2-drop into 3-drop, this can find me more stuff, is acceptable. Even though it's not exciting, of course. Also have all my colors for once. Another aggressive deck, maybe. Okay, so I think I'll play the Pridemage, just attacks harder. I don't know. outlasting Bonkin for a while now. So this attacks as a 3/3. Next turn I can still play the Burglar. Militia Burglar. Double planes, no cryptic spires. Okay, nice. Attacking for 3 here. I wonder if there's some sort of punishment for this. I don't know. Would like to hit here, and that might inform my next play. Alright, nice. Okay, so now this becomes pretty easy. I can go Mentor into Bonkin into Relief Captain, and that's just crazy good. 3 white mana for Absent Falconer. Good card. Not a card I'm that scared of right now. Okay, so let's see here. So I can attack with this for 3. Well, it's definitely going to be a Conclave Mentor. The question is it Bonkin or Experiment 1? I think it is Experiment 1. So now, I mean, a 3/3 is larger than a 2. It's basically how I figured that out. Might be the mirror here, but next turn is going to be insane. If everything goes according to plan, which I don't see how it couldn't. 5 mana is the exiled creature card. Card I'm going to bring in, I think. Seems like it could be good in the mirror. Although it does get punished by God's Willing. I suppose. Yep. Here's the relief. Not a relief for my opponent, but putting it on everything except the Mentor, I think. Is this Path to Exile, maybe? Wouldn't solve all the problems, but it would be good. I think Path to Exile is in this format. Could be wrong though. Yep, it's Path to Exile. That is okay. Still gonna get to attack with everything here. And there is that Battlefield Promotion card, but yeah, okay, yeah. Unfortunate, but our opponent is stuck on land, so maybe we can take advantage. Another Falconer. Okay, that's not too bad for me. Alright, so let's cast this. This is attacking for sure. And I think that's it. Okay, God's Willing is gonna be close to lethal if I ever draw it. That's kind of I don't like, but I guess you could play it. It's not terrible, but it's a little too low impact. Ah. Okay, that does not grow this. Also has a 3/4 flyer, I think. This is everything I attack. Okay, that's aggressive. Okay. So it could also be mono white, but let's see here, do I want Settle Beyond Reality? I think I want 2 God's Willing, especially as a monocolor deck. They could just win combat sometimes. This is very dirty, but together with God's Willing, it's interesting. Yeah, I guess on the draw, it's probably better to have a more interactive card. Sure. Oh man. So close. So close. I'm gonna gamble. 1 planes and I'm pretty good shape. Because then I have turn 1 this. Makes it a 3/3. Then this grows by 2 counters. But is this a gamble? Yeah, maybe my opponent. I think starting to think my opponent is mono white now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to do this and. Yeah, I think attacking here is fine. I mean, it presumably has value. Okay, so red. Huh. Heroic Reinforcement. Okay, Rift Bolt. Gain some life here. Alright, I'm gonna not attack here. Force my opponent to. No. Oh well, show me. Alright, okay, that is nice. So now I can go Norlac Rhino and hold up God's Willing. Let's draw a card here. No, I don't think I need another land. I know I'm not getting one for Path, but. Okay, that is something I need to kill at some point. Okay, let's see. Yeah, if I attack it might get double blocked, that would be not so good for me. Do this, draw card. I'm playing like a control deck here. Then hope to stabilize here. I'm afraid of Heroic Reinforcements. That's a card that makes 2/1/1s and pumps up all your creatures +1/+1 until the end of turn. Okay, Experiment 1. Conclave Mentor. I should have done this first. Conclave Mentor. think I have to start attacking. Can block and regenerate. I'm just gonna get my counters back soon. Okay. Yeah. If my opponent has nothing, I could maybe raise, but I think this is good for me though. I think double blocking here, gaining 2 life, blocking here, unless my opponent has God's Willing, but I can't beat that card anyway. Well, gaining 2 life is nice, unless I make it also getting rid of. Oh, it has first strike. Oops. Well, that's not good. Okay. Well. Oh. So, counter, counter, and I think counter here. And yeah, I think I need to do this so I can kill my opponent pretty soon. Otherwise, I can't win, and I'm dead like 2 turns. Okay, that's a bad sign. If my opponent is champ blocking, it feels like that's bad for me. That wasn't so bad. I mean, it's annoying, but might have to upkeep God's Willing. Yeah. I guess if I block like this, I get another turn, which is nice. Gaining 4 life here. But just see. God's Willing here. Choose kind of, I think, white. No. Yeah. White. Wings to Rider seems probably good because it buys me a turn, if nothing else. Alright. Let's attack with. Actually, this is 16. We can put a counter and then make the creature. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, so never mind. Let's just attack with this then. Playing the Wingsteed Rider. Yeah, this is a hard game to play. I think okay. My opponent does not have a non-creature, so this does not have lifelink. Which is good. My opponent does have 8 first strike, actually 11 if this doesn't attack. Okay, well, I have to block something, but I can block and regenerate. Which is nice. So I'm just gonna block and regen. Let's be 4. But can still make this a 2-2. So if I attack with everything, this gets through for sure. Puts my opponent down to 6. This one can get blocked by, let's say, this. Then that's 5. So that's 1. Then my opponent blocks these 2. Then I play this and jump and win. Alternatively, my opponent can. This one can block that. Then my opponent jump blocks this, takes 4, but then dies to. And when I'm playing this, so they get first strike. I attack with this now. This is a conservative attack if I only attack with this. But I think it's good because my opponent can't kill it and has to jump it somehow. I think this is way less risky than attacking with everything. Because now I also have a jumper. And presumably, I don't think my opponent is dead if I attack with everything. The thing is this card, Frozen Wrench in the Plant. It's a 2-2 now. I feel like only attacking with the Rhino sort of accomplishes the same things as attacking with more. And the reason is my opponent still has to block this. Yeah, so now my opponent takes 6. I'll play this. I might need a mana. And okay, so the worst thing for me is if my opponent rips a non-creature spell, like a burn spell. Then this gets lifelink, I don't know, 4-4. But even then, this is very threatening. So my opponent still has to leave stuff back. This becomes a 3-3. I think I'm dead to heroic reinforcements. Okay, well, that went well. See you next week for, I think, either a cube draft or maybe a cons draft.